Alright, so engine on. Yes? No. On. Okay. That landed there. And we will be getting off the ground now. So we'll be flying at partial throttle the whole time, and we'll just kind of have to do it manually. Hopefully, we can do a better job this time. Because I think there's not a whole lot more we can do with this thing just because of the size limitations. So we really just kind of have to perfect the flight profile. Where we're going. Don't claim her up with the pods. Oh, well, yeah. Dallas, I think that's a pretty common thing. I've been doing that for a long time, actually. I've been doing it for well, let's see. Normally I do a Mark II cockpit and that is behind the craft so that it just kind of pulls away from it when you leave. But no, if you look at my 18 Reddit challenge video, you will see spawning a Kerbal and then sending the cockpit away with Seppatrons is something I have done quite a long time ago. An Atlantis jumper. Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about there. It's a flying bobsled. That's pretty appropriate, too. I'm still kind of thinking it's like a torpedo without its casing. It's like the guts of a torpedo. Okay, so, yep, we're going up and up and up. We are generating more power than we're using because we're only at partial throttle. And again, there's almost no reason not to have that little tiny bit of thrust. We have so much Xeon, it's not a waste. Okay, so now let's try turning over sooner in the profile and getting more horizontal velocity soon, like early, and go ahead and throttle up. And try to just modulate our fuel use, because we use more fuel now, so we don't need to use as much later. And we'll be lighter for it anyway. But we do have to keep a relatively steep climb just because we don't really have the lift capacity to stay flat, or we don't have a lot of air, or a lot of air intake to keep on accelerating when we're really high in the atmosphere, and we don't have enough lift surfaces to really keep us flat and level once we're up there. And circularization has to be pretty much done for us because we won't really have enough ions to do a significant amount of circularization late in the game. Now we're up to 1,000 meters per second, and at 20 kilometers, let's go to full throttle. Yeah, we're already past peak thrust, so the fact that the thrust is dropping means that we're going to be losing, or we're going to be reducing our fuel consumption. It's throttling down for us, basically. But we are up to 1,800 meters per second. We need to be in the high 2,000s. We need to get 2,100, 2,200 before this engine really quits on us, or we will not have much of a chance. And there is 2,000 is coming, and there is 2,000. I'm going to throttle back a little bit now. Oh, flame out there is our first flame out. So we got that back. If we go to the map, we have 70, 80, 81, 82, 83. We're just going to let that thing go. We're just going to let go until we flame out, which is now. And we're going to throttle back a little bit until we catch again. Hopefully we do catch. Please catch. Please catch. Okay, we caught a little bit. A little bit. Tiny, tiny bit. Come on. We just need every little inch. Every little inch. Flame out. Come back, come back, come back! Come back! I want you, you sweet air. I need you. I need you so much in my life. You are my dearest. My sweet air. I could not live without you, pure oxygen. And so that's still 89 and climbing, and we are currently at an altitude of 50. So there's very little drag left, and we still have a little bit. We gotta suck it. We gotta suck every little bit out of this air we can, because again, ions are stupid low. And I'm sorry, Chet, I have not read you in quite some time. I'm looking at my numbers. Oh no! Don't slow down! Don't slow down! Don't slow down! Don't slow down! Go higher! Go faster! 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 Higher! Faster! 0.5, 0.7, 0.8. No. Okay, so we're at the point where we're just going to throttle up because the ions will provide us more thrust than the jet engines can, and we're high enough altitude where we can open up these solar panels and without them breaking off. And the sun it's kind of oblique, but it's still hitting almost all of our solar panels. So we are gaining altitude. Yes. Yes, we're going to orbit. Space today. Space today. And I'm just going to let it climb because that just gives us more time to circularize later. In fact, I'm going to aim right at the horizon now, so we'll just be adding horizontal velocity to our orbit, and we will burn for as long. Oh, that's a problem. We're losing power now, and yeah, we're going to have to circularize. See, you got to leave in the morning. That's another thing. You got to leave in the morning so you have all day to use your ions, because once we get around to here, we're not going to be able to use our ions anymore, and that will be bad. And we don't have an orbit yet, so crud. If we had left in the morning, space today. But okay, so if we point down, actually no, let's flip around. We can flip around so we can have our solar panels still pointing up, and we can burn towards. So we'll be lowering our apoapsis, but we're doing a orbital slide maneuver, so we can push out our periaps while bringing down our apoaps, and having ourselves at an angle to the sun so that we can get solar panel exposure. We can still do this. We can still do this. And yeah, so here comes the periapsis. Hello, Mr. Periapsis. How are you doing today? We're still burning up more power than we're using. If I angle it, can I change the angle so we get better exposure? No, we're still burning up too much. I may have to throttle back just a tiny bit, because I would prefer to burn a little bit less now, and if we can charge up our panels, or charge up our power so we don't run out at night. Oh, we have RTGs. We'll never totally run out. Don't transmit data. I have no data to transmit, and I do have RTGs, so it is literally impossible to totally run out of power forever. I can be out temporarily. And again, there's that Superman pose. Come on. Come on. I would like you to be above the atmosphere before we go black. I mean, we can burn again when we get here to bring it up, but I would still prefer to do it before we go into the darkness. Do I already have a space station orbit? No, I do not. This is a test server, or not test server. It is a test save. I call this my demolition site. It's where I do things that I expect them to not work out the first time, or the second time, or the third time, but maybe eventually. So, no, I don't have a space station right now because I have not recently been testing a space station. I do have the Fat Duck. The Fat Duck is in orbit. Oh, it's up to 60. Oh, come on, we can do it. And then we use basically none of our Xeon. Da 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 67, 68, 69. Space today! We're in space. Haha, we did it. Okay, that's awesome. I'll leave it. That's enough. I don't care. We don't have to be perfectly circular. These guys are in space on a plane that fits inside a cargo hold. Da-done. Da-done. You have to fly it just right, but man, is it possible. This is truly a supercraft. It's in the Superman pose because this is a supercraft. Oh, and there goes the sun just in time. We completed enough circularization to get it in orbit before the sun set on us. As we power slid around the planet. It was a true power slide. We're aiming toward the Earth, sliding orbit around. Yeah, and we even got a couple little green lights to ornament this guy. And our RTG is filling us back up, so we'll have plenty of power by the time we come back around, though, we can do a little bit here and there. But yeah, and we do have, so there is RCS on here. We can turn on RCS and do all of our burns. It doesn't have a lot, but it doesn't need a lot. I mean, it only has 20 units total, but that's a crap ton for something this small. And I'm sure you'll do just fine, Daz, with it. And you could always use the ions. We probably still have like 3,000 delta V in these ion engines and the Xeon gas. Oh, and their headlights turn on too. That's great. Oh, was it? Oh, it's L. Yeah, it's L. So I guess that's the forward light of this thing is the Kerbal headlights, and then this will be the downward facing engine, and that'll be for landings. Which thankfully I'm pretty sure these are massless as well. These don't have any physics effects. Ta-da! Flying through space, Superman. Okay, so Doth, there's your SSTO that will fit in your cargo hold. I hope you enjoy it. In fact, I might if I'm probably going to be keep on streaming pretty much all night because I tend to do that on Fridays. So if I'm still streaming by the time you go to do stuff with this, just send me a quick poke and I'll host you or something so we can all watch because I truly love seeing other people fly the stuff I make. Like I can never resist a good stream viewer submission day. Like I will send people anything they want because that's how I play. Like I'd make the challenge. I lovingly craft an incredibly complicated vehicle, and then I'd share it with the world. you know, it's like I show my love by sharing what I make. And if people want to, and I think that's also a really good way for people to learn stuff too. Is like if people want to dissect this thing and figure out what I did, besides just having watched this whole time. Because if you weren't here watching this whole time, if you want to download this thing and pick it apart to see kind of how it works and some of the tricks I did, feel free. That's what it's there for. I have no secrets. Man, I am actually almost kind of surprised it really did. Now, the only problem is going to be landing on lathe. That's still going to be a problem. Uh, Enjoy that. I don't think I can really help you too much more. The only thing I could do is we can put wings inside wings. We can do that, but it'd be a total clip, and I'm not really happy with total clips. I'm okay with partial clips, but we could totally clip more wings in, and then it'd be less of a problem. But that feels less genuine to me. All right, let's get out to the into the sun. Oh, actually, that's a good question. Uh, hmm. Hmm. Could we land? Oh, we used up. Oh, did we use up every drop of fuel? No, not every drop. We've used up almost all of our fuel, but not every drop. I don't know if I can get directly over KSC. With the fact that our orbit isn't very circular, we won't really be coming directly over KSC. Let's give it a shot anyway for grins. See, normally I've been building a space station a lot lately. I have and that's in a 95 kilometer orbit. I've gotten fairly good at coming back from the 95 kilometer orbit by aiming my periaps over this peninsula here, the one that is to the east of the KSC, and getting my periaps down to 17 and a half to 18 kilometers, and that usually coming from a circular 95 kilometer orbit, that gets me quite quite close to the runway fairly consistently. So I've been kind of working on making that consistent. Since we're not coming from the same kind of orbit, it's not circular, it's not 95 kilometers, our periaps is not going to be above this, then that kind of changes all of the numbers. Normally, one of my rules is I like to be crossing the edge of this continent at roughly 30 kilometers up. I find that's a pretty for aerobraking the rest of the way toward the runway. Of course, everything depends on everything. If your craft is different, if your intakes are open or closed, if blah blah blah. There's a lot of things that can make a huge difference. And I have not tested to see if the music is working yet in a while, so let's try again. Nope, still broken. Okay. Let's fast forward down to the air and see if we can actually land this thing and get lucky. We're probably just going to splash down in the ocean if I really... That is my impression, is that we're going to just be splashing down in the ocean. But, it's worth a shot. And we will close up... Oh, that's right, I don't have an action group right now. Retract. Retract. Das, are you still around? Because if you're still around, I'm just gonna put this as a subassembly into a Dropbox, and I'll just kind of post the link, and anyone who wants to grab it can grab it, including you, Das. If you're not here, then I'll have to post it in your chat or something if you're streaming. Oh, I see KSP TV is on now. Okay, moving along. Flying, flying. We didn't actually close our air intakes at any point, but we use them so high up, it's kind of irrelevant. Coming up over. Oh no, don't all leave me now. Oh no, I shouldn't have said anything. Oh, he doesn't stream until 8 p.m. I'm on Eastern Standard Time, so I know I'm pretty sure he's West Coast, just because he streams much later than I would ever stream, and I think he was talking about Pacific Time at some point. Okay. Nah, we're not crossing this ocean. We are not getting across this ocean, so we might as well turn around and just land. Yeah, my injection was not good. When the squad after party starts. Okay. Your Easter. How did you sleep then? Because I slept till 11 o'clock this morning. Man, I thought I stayed up late streaming. I mean, I'll do the latest I usually ever do is I've done 2 a.m. on Fridays, which is today. So who knows? I might go to 2 a.m. today, and then I've hopped onto someone else's thing for about an hour. So by about 3 a.m., no matter what I'm doing, I'm kind of done. I mean, unless I'm, if I ever get my 1,000-minute stream for 1,000 viewers, then I'll do a longer thing. But usually by 3 a.m., I am done. I have recently picked up a nice big case of Red Bull, so I suppose I could go longer with that. Okay, so we still haven't used any jet fuel, and the desert might be flat enough to land on properly, but we need to. Oh, did we test? Well, we did. We did do a test of the parachute landing, and well, it was only this unsuccessful because we landed on a hill. Obviously, a wheeled landing on a hill isn't going to go much better. So let's just do a parachute landing. And yeah, it opened nice and gently. Our SES is keeping us pretty much flat to the ground. I think it is best to land with these two wheels first, and then to have this plop down. I think that might make it less likely to flip over than the reverse. Untested, of course. Well, Johnny Lowe, actually, my favorite alcoholic drink is a Dr. Morgan, is how I refer to it. I'm sure pretty much anyone who does it would refer to it that way as well. But Dr. Pepper and Captain Morgan spiced rum, yummy. And badonk, landed. Yeah, it might be better to actually have the brakes not on so they can roll if it tries to flip a little bit. So yeah, okay, so they landed safely. Smiles on the faces, even though they're it's basically a tandem ship. Okay, so we can recover that vessel with Kerbals aboard after having gone to space. Done. So actually, what I can do, so back to spaceplane hangar, and we will get rid of this and not undo. No, we'll keep that just because so people can, because now I'll post this. I will post this thing on a Dropbox and I'll send the link out to chat. And if you want to save it as a subassembly, which DOS will, you can just grab it by that, and then you have your subassembly. If you just want to spawn some Kerbals and try flying it on Kerbin, you can do that. I do need to change this light a bit, though. It shines too far forward and not enough down. So we'll do that. It's a bit off to this side now. These are just in the way. Temporarily do that. Yeah, like that is good. And let's raise the landing gear. Deployed. All right. So one last test. We will decouple this here. We will load up the cargo bay this thing is destined for, and we will check. Oh no, did the light fix it? Did the light bork it? No, the light's inside. The light is inside. So we have our SSTO that SSTO'd from Kerbin, not even lathe from Kerbin, fits lengthwise, fits horizontally. Nothing touches the inside on the bottom. Comes very, very close, but it does not touch the inside walls along the bottom. And we can close the cargo bay, and nothing touches on the top either. It hair-raisingly close to touching, but it does not. We are perfectly and completely in... Crap, that touches right there. Damn it! So close, so close. Okay, so it's not a problem. We just have to... there goes my grandiose speech about not touching. All right, so let's do that. Stupid couple pixel thing geometry clip. There. Okay. Perfectly inside without touching anywhere. Oh, so close. Yeah, so close, but not touching. It is absolutely inside the cargo bay. This vessel, while clipping with itself, does not clip the vessel it is inside. So Das, I hope you enjoy it. I hope all of your viewers go super crazy for it on your stream.